Good morning, Cullman. Thank you for tuning in to Cullman Today. I'm your host, Cheyenne Sharp, and today is Monday, July 15th, 2024. We have a lot to look at in local news today, including information on Rock the South, Sweet Grown Alabama's tractor show, and the Hanceville City Council's donation to the Hanceville High School Marching Band. All this plus sports, weather, and more. But for now, let's dive into the top stories happening in Cullman today. Dust off your boots and get out your cowboy hat because Cullman is only a short 4 days away from Rock the South, the South's biggest party. The festival begins on Thursday, July 18th and continues through the weekend until Saturday, July 20th. Big names like Jelly Roll and Eric Church and Hardy will bring crowds that are estimated to be upwards of 30,000 to the streets of Cullman. Residents should be aware that traffic routes that will be published in the coming days. As always, check with the Cullman Tribune's website, Facebook page, or app for more information. Next up, at the Hanceville City Council meeting on July 11th, Hanceville High School asked the council for its support. According to the request the council received, the marching band uniforms are old and outdated, leaving the band in need of new uniforms for the upcoming football season, an expense likely to set the organization back $40,000 to $50,000. The council discussed appropriate actions in response to the request and the available funds within the city's budget for such a donation. Mayor Pro Tem Kim Brown stated that fairness should come into play, as the council has previously supported other school-sponsored extracurricular activities. Councilman John Stamm proposed a $1,000 donation to the program for uniforms, and the council approved the donation. To finish out our top stories, Berlin Farmers Market celebrated Sweet Grown Alabama Day over the weekend, and on Saturday, July 13th, the market hosted vendors, bounce houses, local resources, as well as antique tractors set up on display to be judged as part of the tractor show. Temple Baptist Church's Fairview campus was feeding the hungry attendees as they arrived and made their way to the market and show. In the end, Dennis Johnson walked away with first place in the show, followed by Michelle Killander in second and Dustin Spradlin in third. Now that we have the top stories out of the way, we're going to take a quick break before returning with sports.
Discover what's buzzing in Cullman with Community Matters, where every story pops off the page with local flair. It's the magazine that's got the inside track on what's now, what's new, and who's who. Get the lowdown on top eats and 411 on recipes that'll turn up your summer cooking game. Relive our local team's triumphs on the sports fields and pencil in summer's hottest events for fun the whole family will love. Get your copy of Community Matters at the Cullman Tribune, any of the local businesses on screen, or scan the QR code.
Hello and welcome back. Now it's time to find out what's going on in the world of sports. In today's sports segment, let's get started with a recap of last week's Ballin' Like a Bulldog youth basketball camp at Hanceville High School. 95 young players filled Lane Horton Gymnasium Thursday and Friday to learn hands-on from current and former Hanceville players and coaches. In addition to the drills and competitions they participated in during camp, players also heard from a pair of special guest speakers on Friday. Wallace State's new head men's basketball coach, Farron Key, stopped by to talk about teamwork, attitude, and more that he believes contributes to winning. After Key spoke, the gym's namesake, former Hanceville head basketball coach Lane Horton, spoke next. Horton shared some of his own history with the game of basketball and talked about how it changed his life. The camp's organizer, former Hanceville player Brittany Armstrong Coker, gave credit for the community for supporting the event. 63 local business owners or community members helped sponsor the camp. They also had 18 children sponsored by strangers that would not have had the chance to attend otherwise. Let's jog off the court and jump into the pool for a swimming update. Cullman's dive team traveled to Boaz to compete in the District 2 Championship meet Thursday and returned home with the top prize. Cullman's Jackson Curry, Carson Corliss, and Gemma and Reese Swidecki each posted first-place finishes in their respective events to help claim the win. Cullman will now prepare to compete at the ARPA State Diving Championship in Opelika later this month. That covers sports for today, but make sure to check with the Cullman Tribune each day for the latest in sports coverage from across the area. We'll be back after this message. Hello and welcome back to Cullman Today. Now it's time to speed things up with a news rundown. 4 stories in under 4 minutes. Earlier this week, Cullman City Mayor Woody Jacobs presented a check to Steve Edelman with World Changers to support construction projects that were recently completed around the city. In June, over 150 students and volunteers from World Changers spent a week working on various projects, including painting, landscaping, and building handicap ramps to improve the quality of life for citizens in the community. In addition, the East Cullman Baptist Association and West Cullman Baptist Association were instrumental in helping local churches provide lunches for the crews, while Northbrook Baptist Church graciously hosted the volunteers throughout the week. Local sweet shop Colonel Cullman is bringing the flavors from across the globe to Cullman's warehouse district. The International Sweets Table is a display with multiple varieties of snacks, sweets, and treats that hail from other cultures and countries, giving shoppers the chance to see how others live and enjoy their snacks. Colonel Cullman is located in Cullman's warehouse district and is open Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and on Friday and Saturday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Cullman community pillar Roy Drinkard celebrated his 104th birthday over the weekend. Drinkard is responsible for a large amount of Cullman City's development and retail areas and is considered one of the area's most prolific businessmen. Giggling Goat, created by the women of Goat Island Brewing, is a brand new golden brew that combines the fresh, crisp foundation of a lager with the forward hops of an IPA for a fruity, citrusy, drinkable beer. Brewed and dry hopped exclusively with Pink Boots blend hops. The new brew will be released on Wednesday, July 17th at 6 p.m., so make plans to stop by the Goat and get your very own pint. Now for a quick break before we look at the weather ahead and pay our respects to the obituaries. I'll be right back after this message. Welcome back. We're happy to report that there are no obituaries today. Now, let's take a look at today's weather forecast. Today has a 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms after 1 p.m., but until then, it should stay mostly sunny with a high near 94 and heat index values as high as 99. Tonight has a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms before 1 a.m. Otherwise, it will be partly cloudy with a low of around 71. Tomorrow sees a chance of showers and thunderstorms before 10 a.m., mostly sunny with a high near 93. And tomorrow night has a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms, but overall should stay mostly clear with a low of around 72. That concludes another edition of Cullman Today. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back bright and early tomorrow morning at 6:30 a.m. I'm Cheyenne Sharp with Cullman Today, wishing you a marvelous Monday, Cullman.